Don't miss the awesome Naruto stories my sister creates. Her last channel was hacked, so to stay in the loop, please subscribe to her new channel. It would mean a lot to her, and you won't regret it. Hello to all lovers of lemon scenes. I invite you all to my boosty so you can watch your favorite Naruto What If stories in complete comfort. A subscription to Naruto Lemon, the first video with a full lemon, is already on my boosty channel. Dare! Chapter 1. What do they give to children on their 5th birthday? For some a long-awaited dog, for others a brand new katana, and the very next morning you are taught how to wield it, and for others shurikens and maybe kunai. What will they give me? That's right, nothing. I am alone. Alone since birth. There was not a single person who would support me and look warmly in my direction. Only the 3rd Hokage brings me a monthly allowance every month. That's all. Then I'm alone again. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt now. I have jet black eyes and the same hair. Everyone, for 5 years they have been afraid of me like fire, they beat me and humiliate me. Why I don't know, and will I ever find out? Fortunately, the librarian treats me neutrally and I can visit the library. Thanks to books, I learned a lot. I know the history of my village by heart. I also know all the dojutsu that exist in our village and their abilities. Our village has Byakugan and Sharingan. And oddly enough, all countries want to get them. I don't know, but why other countries didn't give birth to people with dojutsu like ours. Also, thanks to books, I awakened the so-called chakra center. It took me 4 months to awaken him. For me this is a very long time. Fortunately I spent a total of 1.5 months walking through trees and water. A Suri librarian calls me a genius even though I don't think I'm a genius. Just a boy who is interested in everything. I sat on a tree upside down and pumped my abs. This is a typical muscle building workout. After all, if I don't have a weapon, then I'll have to fight with my bare hands, but without proper training and muscles, I'm nowhere. In addition to the abs, I train my arms and legs. I saved money from my benefits and bought myself some weights. After putting fuel on them, they began to gain 4 kilos each day. Total, 16 kilograms every day. And with these weights, every day I did push-ups, lifted stones, squats and ran around one training ground. By the way, I also learned Fuin in one of the books. As I thought, I belonged to the Uzumaki clan. This clan specialized more in Fuinjutsu, that is, seals. I have to give it my due, Fuin is a strong thing and it's not in vain that I learned a couple of Fuin. The Uzumaki clan was large and strong. Their territory was on an island and this same island was their country, and this country was called the Whirlpool. And one fine day this clan went out like a candle. The books did not describe who attacked this clan and who emerged victorious, but I will find out. I'll definitely find out. It was a clear day. I was sitting on a tree branch, not far from the training ground where I was training. I hid my chakra all the time because I didn't want to get beaten up again, and I woke up in a hospital bed. And then a guy came to the training ground. He practiced throwing kunai and shuriken. Then he moved on to the art of wielding a sword or tanto. I started watching him. All these activities took him about an hour. And having finished his training, he left. I got down from the tree and went to collect the shurikens and kunai that this guy left. Starting tomorrow I'll practice throwing them. Naruto said as he stuffed the kunai and shuriken into his pockets. And the main thing is not to cut yourself. Chapter 2. Morning has come. I turned the shurikens in my hands. Then I picked up the kunai and thought. Why do I live? I am an orphan, there is no one and no one cares about me. If only I would die, okay, I have to go. I got dressed, took kunai and shuriken and went to the 16th training ground. It was farthest from the others and was also larger than the other polygons. Arriving at the training ground, I did physical training, after which I finally decided to try throwing kunai and shuriken. The first kunai hit the milk, the second hit the side of the target, and the third hit the fourth ring. Okay, now let's deal with shurikens. In general, I still have to learn how to throw shurikens and kunai. I was not disappointed in myself, because this was the first time I had picked up a throwing weapon. Okay, let's go read a book. Arriving at the library, I took books about all edged weapons. 2 hours of persistent reading and I didn't understand anything. Theoretically, I didn't realize anything at all, as well as practically. Oh, green melancholy, let's go use our skills. Arriving again at the training ground, I stood in front of the targets and remembered what was written in the book. Having thrown the first kunai, I immediately threw the second. Result, both are on the second ring. Only on the second, but you need not only one or two to be in the center, but you need everyone to be in the center. I said, collecting kunai. Tomorrow, you will need to buy pouches. Naruto reminded himself. I went to buy myself something for lunch. Having bought everything I needed, I went to buy a cookbook. Well, I won't eat any nasty stuff, right? After preparing myself to chew and eating it, I went for a walk around Konoha. Everyone, as usual, looked at me angrily. Parents pointed the finger at me to their children and told them not to even talk to me, saying that I was a demon. I'll go buy some pouches right now. Why should I wander around tomorrow? I'll just buy more kunai and shuriken. After going home and taking the money, I went to the store. There was practically no one in the store, only 2 people, not counting me. After walking around the store and taking 2 pouches, I went to the mask section. The masks were all different. Colored and black and white. I took the fox mask. It was almost entirely black. The mouth and nose are expressed in a white tone, there are 3 scars on the left eye and 2 stripes on the right ear. I looked at the mask until the owner and the store salesman noticed me in one person. Did you like the mask, boy? Asked the seller, approaching me. Yes, but what's the point? I answered briefly. Oh, what are you talking about? He asked in bewilderment. You, like other sellers, are now raising my prices. The pouches alone will cost me 2 or even 3 times more. I'm not everything. I don't consider you a demon or anything like that. Did your relatives die 5 years ago while repelling the Kyuubi attack? Asked him, turning to face him. I looked into his eyes. I saw sorrow and regret in his eyes. There was no life in my eyes. You see, everyone who died in the war comes almost every day to take revenge on my soul. And, oddly enough, they succeed. I said, grinning. They think that with such actions they heal their wounds. But they only make them deeper. The seller was all downcast. Still, someone died that day. I stated the fact. But why don't you take revenge like the others? What's the point in that? By maiming or killing you, I will not bring that person back. You are much smarter than all these people. He said, grinning, and went to the cash register. From you 400 ryo. Each pouch costs 200. I know, I look before I buy. I answered, putting on my pouches. Can I have 10 more kunai and shuriken? I asked him, walking away from the cash register. Yes, of course. Are you going to train? Well, where would we be without it? At least I have something to do. There was no such thing as a childhood. Always on the run, always in the hospital. Here, your 10 kunai and shuriken. Said the seller, packing my purchase. How much from me? 250 ryo. The seller handed me packages with kunai and a second shuriken. Okay, thank you. I counted out the required amount and took the packages. Wandering home, I walked across the main street. Turning into an alley and walking a little, I received a blow to the rib area. From the feet. I flew away, but still managed to stay on my feet. Well, we caught you again, demon, said the drunken Chunin. Yes, ready again? Said the Chunin coming out of the shadows. That's what hit me in the ribs now. Ah, are you kidding me? Maybe we should not. I moved my hand behind my back and put it in my pouch. I felt for the kunai and got ready. Look, the demon whined. No, it's necessary. Get ready, said the Chunin and ran towards me. I threw a kunai at him and hit him in the shoulder. After that, I took out another one and threw it at his leg. Hit it right in the calf part. Realizing that I still couldn't defeat them, I ran towards the main street. Well, I went to the store. I ran around the corner and put a henge on myself. I became a guy of about 13 with blonde hair and brown eyes. I also changed my clothes. It was already blue and red. It doesn't look bad. I walked down the alley and then they tugged at my shoulder. Hey, guy. A breathless Chunin called out to me. Yes? What's the matter? I turned to face him. Have you seen the guy here? Which one? Can you at least describe him? Ah, black hair, the same eyes, he was wearing a black t-shirt and shorts, said the Chunin straightening up. Oh, you're talking about the demon. No, I haven't seen him. Of course, I heard the clatter of steps and then the sound of a jump. Maybe he ran away like that? Left. Okay, thank you, said the Chunin as he left. I also hurried away and at the exit from the alley I took off my henge. When I arrived home, I fell asleep. And here's a new day. As always, I woke up, ate, went to the bathroom and went for a walk. Morning Konoha is much better than evening Konoha. No one attacks you or hits you in the ribs. The rib is broken. They beat me to death. Okay, let's go to the hospital, I said to myself and walked towards the hospital. Arriving at the hospital, the staff immediately gave me an angry look. Well, look at your face, and you won't be sick, creatures. Why did you come? The doctor said displeasedly. My rib is broken. Can you help? I said and sat down on the bench. Okay, come into my office. You know where he is, right? The doctor looked at me with a grin through his glasses. Yes. I remember. I showed him the in the back. Fortunately, no one saw this. I came to his office. Going through the door, I put a fuin on the lock, which will close the door when I pour chakra into it. So, when did you break your rib? Said the doctor, sitting down at the table. Yesterday. I answered, sitting down on the couch. Take off your clothes and spread your arms to the sides. I did as he said and my rib hurt sharply. I folded my arms and lay down on the couch. Your bone is broken, said the doctor, checking the ribs. Damn, I didn't even notice that my rib was broken. I'll have to have an operation. Otherwise, the bone will pierce your lungs. I refused the operation. I began to get dressed. I cannot allow your death. The doctor began to hold me back. My death will not change anything. No one will feel either warm or cold from my death. I told him, trying to free my hand. No, I am a doctor and I must protect the health of the inhabitants of this village. Let me go. I growled. The doctor removed his hand and I left. I trudged off for a walk. My rib hurt, apparently my lung would soon be punctured. Fortunately, no one tried to beat me or kill me today. I had almost walked the entire main street when the company of the Hokage's son saw me. It was Menma, Kiba, Sasuke, and there were also two girls with them. It was Ino and Sakura. If they noticed Naruto, they couldn't pass by. They mocked him every time. "Oh, who do we see?" Menma said joyfully. "Now we're going to have some fun." Sasuke supported him. "Today, you won't get off easy with us," Kiba said, grinning. "Oh, the mongrel has learned to talk," I responded to the barb. "Yes, I see you have become brave, demon." Menma was already preparing to hit me. I moved my hand to my pouch and took a kunai. Chapter 3. I prepared for the fight, but the pain in my rib prevented me. I knew that one sudden movement and I would fall right there. And the fact that this death would be because of Menma humiliated me. I removed my hand. And then Kiba stood on all fours. "Imitation of the beast," said Kiba. "If you imitate the beast, will you also have fleas?" I asked him. "Oh, you." Kiba bared his teeth. "Yes, give him Kiba," Sakura and Ino said simultaneously. "Kiba, don't you dare lose to this demon," Menma said with folded hands. "I didn't mean to," Kiba said, turning to Menma. Kiba rushed out of his seat. He ran at me, and when he was a few meters away from me, he jumped and wanted to hit me while in the air. I stepped aside and kneed him in the face. From such a blow, Kiba flew back. "Okay, now it's my turn," Sasuke said, taking out a kunai. "Sasuke, you are faster than Kiba, so you have a better chance of catching him by surprise," Menma said, putting his hand on Sasuke's shoulder. "I know it myself." Sasuke grinned. Sasuke ran towards me. He ran from side to side. Sasuke threw kunai at me every time he ran to the other side. And so, having reached me, he swung his hand and left a cut on my chest. Right where the fracture left a cut. I said to myself. "Huh, you're not that dangerous," Sasuke said, throwing a kunai. "Okay, now it's me again," Kiba said, getting to his feet. "Wasn't it enough for you?" I said with a smile. "Huh, well, now I won't make a mistake like last time." Kiba stood up again and ran towards me. I began to fight off the blows. And during this time I completely forgot about Sasuke, who hit me in the leg, on the opposite side of the knee. I fell hard to my knee and was then hit in the jaw by Kiba. "Hold him," Menma said, cracking his knuckles. Sasuke and Kiba took my hands and pulled me to my feet. Menma ran up and punched me in the area of the cut. Crunch, I felt cold. Menma hit me in the jaw and then in the gut. I twisted in pain. "Are you such a soft demon? I only hit you once, and you can already hear the crunch of your bones," Menma said, grinning. "Okay, I think he's had enough," said Sasuke. "I agree," Menma said as he left. "They are all gone." And I was bleeding from the cut. And the cold became stronger and stronger. So I managed to run into them. "Ah, it looks like the lung is still pierced," I said through the pain. Menma and his friends had already gone home. Arriving home, Menma immediately began to brag and boast to Kushina that he and his friends had once again beaten the demon. Kushina didn't like it and it hurt her to hear it. But she didn't show it. Then the sound of a door opening was heard. Minato walked into the kitchen. "Hello everyone," Minato said, kissing Kushina and stroking Menma's head. "Mom, Dad, can you imagine, me, Kiba and Sasuke once again beat the demon?" Menma said with his mouth full. Aren't you tired of this?" asked Minato. "Nope, he is so weak that when Sasuke and Kiba held his hands and he was hit in the ribs, a crunch was heard." Kushina and Minato winced at such words. Even though they gave Naruto to an orphanage, they still loved their firstborn. Then there was a sharp knock on the door. Minato went to open it. When Minato opened the door, he saw the out-of-breath doctor. "What happened?" asked Minato. "After the operation, I came straight to you, Hokage. The Jinchuriki herself had a broken rib and a bone broken inside. When I found out, I told the boy that he needed to have surgery, but he refused," said the doctor, restoring his breathing. "If you make a sudden movement or hit the rib area, the bone will pierce the lungs. And if the lung is punctured, then he will live for a maximum of an hour and then he will choke on his own blood," the doctor said worriedly. Minato was seriously scared. He didn't want to lose his son. Minato remembering Menma's words. He is so weak that when Sasuke and Kiba held his hands and he was hit in the ribs, a crunch was heard. Find him quickly. It was not enough for the Kyuubi to escape from his body. Wolf, fox, dog, weasel. 4 masked people appeared in front of Minato. "Yes, Hokage-sama," the 4 said in unison. "Quickly find Naruto Uzumaki for me." "Hi," they said and disappeared. "I was walking to my home." Well, as I walked, it's better to say that I trudged home. The cold was already covering the entire chest. Blood flowed from the wound in a stream. Let's at least not now, not today and not tomorrow. Otherwise, death from these idiots humiliates me or something, I said in a hoarse voice. The 4 ANBU ran throughout Konoha. Some looked from the roofs of houses, some from the ground. They ran through all the streets and alleys. Not finding Naruto, they ran to Minato. At this time, Minato and Kushina sat at the table in tension. As soon as the ANBU returned, Minato looked at them with a serious look, behind which were hidden tears and fear. "Found it?" Kushina asked concerned. "No," the ANBU shook their heads in response. "Okay, free to go," Minato said waving his hand. "Sensei," said the ANBU in the dog mask. "I found a trace of blood and I think it belongs to him. Lead the way," Minato said, getting up from his chair. "I'm coming too," Kushina said with a trembling voice. "No. No one should know or see about this. Moreover, if someone finds out about the situation and about our relationship with him, then shame will fall on us," Minato said at the door. Minato and ANBU left. They walked along the main street. "Where does the trail begin?" Minato broke the silence. "At the end of the main street," ANBU said in response. "Everything is already cloudy in the eyes," I said in a hoarse voice. I pressed my hand harder on the wound and the blood stopped flowing. I could barely walk home. "That's where the trail begins." "How much time does he have, Minato-sensei?" said the ANBU, pointing with his hand. "About an hour." "Kakashi, come back to my house and ask Menma how long ago he met the Jinchuriki," said Minato, squatting down. "Hi," said the ANBU and disappeared. "Still fresh," Minato said in a whisper. Kakashi returned to Minato's house. "Well?" Kushina asked, flying from her chair. "The trail is clear and the drops of blood are very large. Please call Menma," said ANBU. "Okay," Kushina said almost crying. Kushina led Menma into the kitchen. Do you need something from me?" Menma asked in surprise, looking at the ANBU. "How long ago did you and your company meet the demon?" ANBU said in response. "Oh, do you also consider him a demon?" Menma said joyfully. "Answer the question." The ANBU said menacingly. "About 50 minutes ago." "And what?" Menma asked with interest. "I see." Kushina immediately noticed the disappointment on Kakashi's face, even the mask couldn't hide it. "Menma, go to your room," Kushina said looking at Menma. "Okay." What is it? What didn't you like, Kakashi? Asked Kushina. Menma hit the demon in the ribs. And he had a fracture. And that crunch was from breaking a bone and piercing the lungs. He has an hour to survive. And 50 minutes have already passed, and if we don't find him in 10 minutes, he will die. How? Kushina began to cry. And Kakashi returned to Minato. Well? Minato asked in the hope that only 20 minutes had passed. 50 minutes had passed since their skirmish. Kakashi said with disappointment. Kakashi ran along the trail. Maybe we'll still have time to save him. I turned the corner and soon it was my home. The cold managed to cover my throat and it became almost impossible to breathe. My legs walked reluctantly and finally wanted to relax. I began to walk noticeably slower. The hand that was pressing the wound had long since stopped obeying me, and with the other I was leaning on the fence. More and more drops. Minato said, almost crying. Minato-sensei, I think we should speed up, otherwise we may not make it in time. Kakashi said, speeding up a little. No, we have to be on time. Minato said, wiping away his tears. So. 1, 2, 1, 2. Little by little we walk towards the kitchen. I hope I still have time to bandage myself. Ahaha, what am I going to bandage myself with? With your mouth? Although, if I want to live, I can do it with my feet. I said, walking into the house. Blood began to drip again as soon as my hand fell from the wound. At this rate, I really can fall asleep. I said, taking out the first aid kit. Minato-sensei, we still have 3 minutes left. Kakashi said, out of breath. His footsteps are so bad that it feels like he's wearing weights. And yet, he walked quickly, since he was able to go so far. I think he went home. Since the trail goes in this direction. Perhaps you're right, Kakashi, let's hurry up. Minato had little faith that he would find Naruto alive. Having bandaged my ribs, I began to climb to the second floor. So, now I'll lie down on the bed and whatever happens. I've already been able to do everything I could. I barely wheezed. Rising to the second floor, I went to my room and immediately lay down on the bed. As soon as I fell on the bed, I passed out. That's it, it looks like that's all. I thought. Minato and Kakashi ran as fast as they could. They noticed that the trail of blood was ending. He began to walk slower. I hope he was able to stop the bleeding. Minato said sadly. But as soon as they ran around the corner, they noticed that about 12 meters from them the trail resumed and it became much larger. This is no longer a trace. It's just a stream. Said Kakashi. If only you were alive, Naruto. Minato wiped his tears. They saw the house to which the trail led. The door was open and the light was on. Yes, what a jungle you put him in. Kakashi said angrily. It was not I who determined the place of his residence. Minato said in response. It's easiest to blame others. Kakashi said just as angrily. They ran into the house. And they stood rooted to the spot when they saw a pool of blood in the kitchen, an open first aid kit, a knife covered in blood and a bandage that was also bathed in blood. Minute. This was the only thing Kakashi could say. Minato immediately rushed to look for Naruto. They checked all the rooms that were on the first floor. As soon as they checked the entire first floor, Minato ran to the second. And as soon as he opened the door to Naruto's room, he saw. Chapter 4. When Minato ran into Naruto's room, he saw that there was blood all over the floor. The bed was simply soaked in blood and Naruto himself was not there. Waking up in a clearing, I went forward. Where am I here from? Naruto said, walking and leaning on the trees. There are no wounds. Strange. I checked all the places where there were possible wounds from yesterday. There is no cut on the chest, the clothes are clean, the rib does not hurt. What kind of sheep? I walked a little further and heard the sounds of battle. I followed these sounds. And I saw a man of about 28 years old training. Hello, can I watch you train? I asked, sitting on the ground. Of course. He answered briefly. I sat down on the grass and began to watch. Madara began throwing kunai and shuriken. He threw them skillfully and each of them pierced the center of the target or dummy. After throwing the bladed weapon, Madara moved on to taijutsu. He struck instantly. All blows reached their target. Madara pulled out his scythe and began slashing. Having shredded the mannequin, Madara went wild. He used all the techniques in a row. Madara landed to the right of the mannequin and, forgetting about his spectator, he used a fire dragon. Madara exhaled a powerful stream of fire, which took the form of a dragon. And when the dragon crushed the mannequin and flew on. At this time, Madara remembered the boy who was watching him train. Naruto sat and looked at the kunai that were in the targets and mannequins, then turned his gaze to the striped mannequin. And then he felt alarm and heard a scream. Turning his head, he saw the dragon behind which Madara was running. Boy, run! Madara shouted, praying to himself. Damn, I have a bad memory at 28 years old. The damn thing has arrived. Madara said under his breath. Naruto looked at this with a skeptical look. He leaned back and stupidly sprawled on the ground. Hashirama will suck all my brains out if he dies, and I definitely won't get away with just brains. The shinobi god said to himself. The dragon flew a few centimeters above Naruto. Naruto, meanwhile, lay stupidly and hit the dragon's belly with a kunai. As the dragon flew past Naruto and disappeared into the dust. Then Madara was just praying. He was ready to give anything to avoid being brainwashed by Hashirama. When the dust settled, Naruto stood up as if nothing had happened. Madara looked at him in surprise and as if he had a short circuit along with the reinstallation of the poles. He was brought to his senses by a blow to the neck. Madara, do you always do this? Naruto asked angrily. How? Madara asked in surprise at such impudence. Some boy just called him by name and hit him on the neck and dares to scold him. How do you do it first and then think? Naruto said more softly. Oh, you shket. Well, I'll tell you now. Madara didn't have time to finish because Naruto put his finger in front of him and shook it. Now I'll call Hashirama-sama. And it will be for you. Naruto hit his fist in the thumb area with his palm. Okay, threat, let's go, I'll take you home. Madara said. He already wanted to get rid of this boy in any way. Don't do this. I don't have a home, I'm an orphan. So don't bother Madara-san. Naruto said, taking out a kunai from his pouch. Do you want to attack me? Madara asked, raising his eyebrows. Who are you on? Needed? Naruto asked him in response. It's a shame. Madara said with his head down. Naruto took out all the kunai and shuriken from the target that Madara left behind. Then he stood in front of the target and threw a kunai. The kunai hit the edge of the target, then the brunette threw a second kunai. The second kunai actually flew into the milk. You're doing it wrong. Let me help. Madara said as he approached Naruto. So look, put your foot like this, move your arm forward, raise your hand, tighten your fingers, and when you throw the kunai, jerk your hand sharply. Understood? Madara asked, walking away from Naruto. Yes, I understand. Why are you leaving me? Naruto narrowed his eyes. Naruto threw the kunai and it pierced the center of the target. Excellent. Now let's do it again with shurikens. Madara said as he approached. 2 hours passed and Madara and Naruto were still busy. They were already throwing shurikens and kunai. Madara gave the katana to Naruto and they moved on to kenjutsu. Phew, that's enough Madara-san. I'll throw my hooves away now if we continue, said a breathless Naruto. Okay, let's go home, Madara said, sheathing his katana. Where? Naruto asked. Home, Madara shouted in Naruto's ear. Iya, I told you that I don't have a home, Naruto muttered, rubbing his ear. Now there is. You will live with me. Get up, come on, Madara said, getting to his feet. Thank you, Naruto said as he followed Madara. Naruto and Madara came to the house. Make yourself comfortable. Bathroom and kitchen on the first floor. The rooms are on the second, you can choose any room on the left, Madara said as he walked into the kitchen. Thank you. I'll go pick out a room, Naruto said and disappeared down the stairs. 5 minutes have passed. You just drove me today. You are a beast, Madara-san, Naruto said as he got down from the ribbon. Have you chosen your room? And come on, that was just a warm-up, Madara muttered, tearing off the cold meat. The outer room on the left side is as you said. And what the is another warm-up? I almost died. What are you eating? Naruto asked sitting down at the table. Cold meat. Do you want to try? Madara began poking Naruto with a piece of meat. Isn't it your destiny to cook? Naruto disappeared behind a chair. Well, Madara hesitated. You don't know how, Naruto said to a critical voice. Yes, I can't, so what? Madara said, chewing the meat. Get the meat, bread, tomatoes, cucumbers, I'll cook us something to eat, Naruto said as he approached the stove. There is only meat. Madara continued to sit. Why are you sitting then? Naruto asked him. Are you suggesting I go? Madara turned around with a piece of meat in his mouth. Madara flew out of the house. Let the child into the house, Madara said while going to the store. Naruto, meanwhile, was frying meat. It's kind of strange. I couldn't be thrown back in time but. So, let's put everything together. They beat me up and I trudged home, bandaged the wound and then went to bed. Lying down on the bed, I passed out and woke up in a clearing in the forest. And I found myself in the times of Madara and Hashirama. This is a tricky one, Naruto said to himself. An hour later Madara returned with 2 bags. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have bought so much food. Madara began to appear. Madara-san, how old are you? Naruto asked. 28 what? Madara asked, laying the bags on the table. You are only 28 years old and you grumble like a 90-year-old stump. Not ashamed? Naruto asked while continuing to fry the meat. Someday you will agree, Madara said, covering his face with his palms. What smells so good? Madara began to lead his nose. Fried meat. I'm surprised you have spices, Naruto said reproachfully. Okay, sit down to eat. Naruto placed 2 plates on the table. Naruto washed the vegetables and cut them. Madara praised Naruto and elevated him to godhood if only he would cook meat for him again. Okay. I will cook meat for you every day, just remove your braid, Naruto said, moving Madara's braid away with his finger. Okay. So be it, Madara said and laughed. Now, let's go to bed. Tomorrow we will continue your training. Madara smiled. I'll die. That's all I could say. Chapter 5. The morning sun gently woke up the residents of Konoha. Get up, you little asshole. It's time to start training. Madara said joyfully. Am I really in? Yes, if you are here then I am in, said Naruto, covering himself with a blanket. Madara began to pull the blanket off Naruto with a joyful face. Why are you happy, Satan? Naruto asked, raising an eyebrow. Today I will try this fried meat again. Madara glowed like the sun. I want to sleep, try it yourself. Naruto put a pillow on his head. Either you get up yourself or I will help you. Madara became more serious. What sins am I doing this for? Naruto said pitifully. Madara threw Naruto out of bed and the brunette flew out of the window wearing only shorts and weights. What do you have? Madara asked, noticing the weights. Weights. Naruto answered briefly. Naruto jumped back through the window and began to attack Madara. His taijutsu is on par, Madara said to himself. Naruto untied the weights and instantly accelerated. He has already become much better, more accurate and stronger in delivering blows. What kind of is this? Why did he speed up so much? Madara was simply stunned by Naruto's speed. What's wrong with you, Madara-san? Naruto asked. Madara activated his Sharingan. And he began to counterattack. Naruto began to defend himself. They slowly moved towards the stairs. Naruto dodged and began to attack. Madara began to fight back and slowly descend to the first floor. Okay, that's enough for now, Madara said, putting away his Sharingan. Naruto went to make the bed and get dressed. Hey, Naruto, how much do your weights weigh? Madara shouted from the first floor. Each 20 kilograms. Naruto said, yawning as he walked down the stairs. So each of them is 20, and there are 4 of them in total. So, he only carries 80 kilograms? Madara was shocked. About an hour and a half passed. Naruto and Madara sat down to eat meat. Madara, like yesterday, praised Naruto. So, okay. Naruto, have you awakened the hearth? Madara asked, finishing the meat. No, I'm only 5 years old, what a hearth. Have you completely given up on meat? Naruto grinned. I see. Okay, now we'll do it. Madara spent 15 minutes explaining about the source of chakra and how to awaken it and in what position to awaken it. An hour passed. Madara-san, I felt. Naruto opened his eyes. So fast? Wow. Madara was surprised. What should I do next? Now try to control your chakra, directed in one direction, Madara said, stretching and sitting under a tree. Well, okay. Naruto closed his eyes again. Madara activated his Sharingan and began to observe Naruto's chakra. At first there were only small amounts of chakra control. But after another hour, Naruto was able to move his chakra. Great, you have 10 minutes to rest and we will teach you how to walk on trees, Madara said, closing his eyes. If I understand correctly, then you need to release chakra into your legs when you want to walk along a tree? Naruto asked, lying down on the grass. How did you guess? Madara asked, approaching Naruto and looking him in the face. Well, I can climb trees with the help of my hands. And if you say, walk? Then there is already a topic about legs. Naruto continued to lie there. Well, since you understand everything, then let's start. Madara began to climb the tree. Naruto released chakra into his legs and began to try to follow Madara. Well done, keep going. Madara supported Naruto while sitting on a branch. At first it was difficult for Naruto to walk, but after walking a little more he was already boldly walking towards Madara. Well done, do you need a rest? Madara hung upside down. No, Madara-san, can you walk on water? Naruto hung down just like Madara. You can, but do you want to learn? Naturally. Then let's go. Madara and Naruto hung from a branch and walked towards the lake. Look, in order to start walking on water, you need to put more chakra into your feet than when you walk on trees. Madara walked on the water. Naruto nourished his legs with chakra and went to Madara. But when will you puncture? Madara asked sadly. Let's have a sparring match. Well, come on. Madara went to the shore. No, here, on the water. This will allow me to improve my chakra control. Naruto stood up. Well, try to defeat me. Madara responded with a stance. Naruto ran towards Madara and began to attack him. Madara, as in their previous sparrings, parried all the blows and counterattacked. After 5 minutes of struggle, Naruto was already at his limit. Still, maintaining control to walk on water and fully monitor the battle was too much. 10 minutes have passed and Naruto has already managed to fall with 1 foot under the water. Can you continue? Yes, I can continue. Naruto was already sweating all over. Naruto ran towards Madara and when he wanted to attack him, he fell under the water. From surprise, he began to choke. Madara continued to stand. He didn't see what happened to Naruto. But sensing something was wrong, he followed him down. He saw that Naruto was already sinking to the bottom in an unconscious state. Naruto, I'll pump you out now, wait a little. Madara put Naruto on the ground and began to bring him to his senses. Cough, but I couldn't handle it. Naruto said, closing his eyes. No, you did it. Not everyone can hold out for 15 minutes, maintain control to walk on water and give in to the fight. Okay, let's go home, you need to warm up. Madara picked Naruto up and carried him home. Madara brought Naruto home. I dried everything off and put it to bed. Sorry Madara-san. For causing inconvenience. Naruto said in a hoarse voice. Yes, you don't cause me any inconvenience. I'm surprised by you. It takes so long to fight on the water at your age, and on the first day, too. And by the way, let's do without this addition, San, and let's switch to you, okay? Madara sat down on a chair. Okay, Madara. Naruto smiled. Well, that's better. I'll go cook something. Madara went down. Madara. There's a cookbook in the left desk drawer. Cook according to it. Otherwise you will poison us. Naruto shouted from the second floor. Okay. Madara answered. After half an hour, Naruto got up and went downstairs. Madara was sitting in the kitchen, covered in flour, and on the table there was a bowl in which eggs were floundering. Naruto looked blankly at this picture. Even do not start. Madara put his hands up. What were you trying to cook? Naruto sat down at the table. Pancakes. But I'm not too confused. Madara said with his head down. Let me help. Naruto said as he cleared everything on the table. Half an hour later, Naruto and Madara were enjoying pancakes. Naruto, how do you know how to cook so well? Madara stuffing his mouth. Well, from the beginning I was in the shelter and they didn't treat me very well and didn't let me eat in peace. So at night I cooked for myself. Naruto said smiling. How are you feeling? Madara asked. Well, how can I say? Tell it like it is. I think I'm sick. Naruto said grinning. Seriously? Don't even dare to get sick, who will cook my meat? Madara began to shake Naruto. That is, you don't care about mine SOS, condition but only, meat? Naruto said abruptly. Your condition also worries and interests me. Madara said guiltily. Okay, I'll go get some sleep. I'm tired today. Naruto yawned. You did a great job today. Madara patted Naruto on the head. Go, rest. Chapter 6. Naruto woke up and went to the bathroom. Having completed all the water procedures, he went to the kitchen. Good morning. Naruto said, yawning. Good, how are you feeling? Madara asked. Wonderful. What will you train me in today? Well, probably in techniques or something else. What techniques will we study? First you need to understand the nature of your chakra. Let's go. Madara and Naruto went to the store. Having purchased leaves to determine the nature of the chakra, they returned to the house. Now let's go to the training ground. Okay. What exactly is the nature of chakra? Well, the nature of chakra is your predisposition to a certain element. There are only 5 of them: fire, air, earth, water and lightning. I see. Arriving at the training ground, Madara gave Naruto a piece of paper. Put chakra into this piece of paper. Got it. Naruto channeled chakra into the leaf. As a result, the leaf crumpled, got wet and then dried out and burned. Naruto, you have 3 elements. Water, lightning, and fire. I will teach you Kato, that is, fire. But I can't do Raiton and Suiton. But I know a man who owns a Suiton. But with Raiden it will be more difficult. Okay, let's start the training. Madara said, putting the leaves into his pouch. Naruto and Madara trained for 3 hours. Madara showed fireball techniques, phoenix flowers, song of fire dragons, fire destruction. Naruto began to repeat them and he succeeded. Well done, now sharpen them. I know. Wait, where did you go? Naruto asked looking at Madara. I'll go for a walk. When I get there I'll check your results. Got it? Got it, scratch it already. Madara walked through Konoha and headed to the residence. Oh, who do I see? Hashirama shouted seeing Madara. Hello to you too, Hashirama. Madara sat down on a chair. Do you need something? Asked Tobirama. Mother Tobirama, where are you from here? Asked the frightened Madara. I've been here from the very beginning. Tobirama, I need your help. My student has 3 elements, Katon, Suiton and Raiden. I would like it to be you who taught him Suiton. I'll think about it. Hey, Madara, since when did you have a student? Hashirama asked with an interested look. About 3 days ago. Madara and Senju talked for a long time. Tobirama agreed to train Naruto after learning that he was not an Uchiha. Madara, I hardly believe you that he is not an Uchiha. You yourself said that he has hair and eyes like your clan. Yes, that's true, but I don't feel any kinship with us in him. Alright, I have to go. I still need to check how much he has perfected his techniques. Madara stood up and headed towards the exit. Hey, wait. Hashirama stopped him. How old is the boy? Yes, 5 to 6 years old. Madara said, scratching his chin. And what did you teach him? Tobirama asked with a grin. Well, he awakened the hearth, knows how to walk on trees and water, throws kunai and shuriken almost at my level, and also today he learned 3 S-rank techniques. Madara said, remembering. What? Can't be. Tobirama cried. Well, let's go, check him yourself. Madara said as he left. Tobirama, Madara and Hashirama walked towards Madara and Naruto's house. Then behind the house something began to sparkle and 3 lightning bolts appeared emanating from one point. Naruto! Madara shouted and ran towards the lightning. Hashirama and Tobirama ran after him. Karira! Naruto shouted. Three lightning began to unite into one and began to form a tree. Red sakura blossoming. Naruto shouted again and another tree appeared behind the tree of lightning. It was a copy of cherry blossoms. Madara and Senju ran to the backyard and were surprised to see a boy who uses two elements at once. Naruto, how are you? Madara asked, running up to Naruto. Yes, it doesn't seem bad. Move away a little, I'll dispel the techniques. Naruto spread his arms to the sides and lowered his palms. The techniques immediately dissipated. Madara, are you sure he's not an Uchiha? Asked Hashirama, still surprised. Yes, I already doubt it myself. Madara said, recovering from shock. Naruto sat down and the adults approached him. Naruto, not long ago, according to Madara, you awakened the hearth, right? Hashirama asked, sitting down next to Naruto. Well, yes, yesterday I woke him up. What's wrong with that? Naruto was surprised. People who recently awakened the source of chakra can only control chakra in small quantities. Simply put, they cannot even use weak techniques. Tobirama said, sitting down to Naruto's left. Yes, Naruto, well, you surprise me. How did you even manage to use lightning? Madara sat down opposite Naruto. Well, I wanted to do something stronger than fire. And he decided to heat up the air around him with the help of chakra. Having started to heat it up, I felt calm, rage, a desire for destruction, and smooth coexistence with the environment. And when I opened my eyes, I saw lightning circling around me. And I tried to control them and I succeeded. By the way, Tobirama-sama, teach me Suiton? Naruto asked turning to Tobirama. I'll think about it. Tobirama said with a serious face. In the end, Tobirama agreed because Naruto first began to ask him and then began to attack. The entire backyard has become a training ground. Tobirama countered Naruto's techniques with his water techniques. Madara and Hashirama intervened in the battle and began to attack Naruto. Naruto, let's see how long you can hold out against us. Madara said, attacking Naruto in close combat. This will be a great combat experience for you. Hashirama encouraged Naruto. Madara attacked Hashirama in melee in the middle and Tobirama in the range. Naruto dodged and even managed to counterattack. After half an hour, Naruto began to lose ground and when he was already at the limit, his Sharingan appeared. So you are an Uchiha? Tobirama roared. Even if so, then so what? Do you have any complaints against this clan? If there is, tell me. Naruto answered rudely. Naruto quickly began to make seals. Carver. Naruto breathed out a dragon breath. On the outside, it was made of fire and its core was made of lightning. The dragon set its sights on Tobirama. I will not allow anyone to encroach on what is mine expensive. Whether it's a friend, a father, or your own brother. Naruto said and dispelled the dragon. After that he passed out. Chapter 7. While Naruto was passed out by Hashirama, Madara and Tobirama managed to talk about everything. Well, I'm telling you that when I was training, he came out of the forest and asked if he could watch my training. Madara said waving his hands. And yet. He has the Sharingan, which means he is one of you. Tobirama almost shouted. Tobirama is enough, Madara, like me, probably felt something familiar and warm in him. Hashirama said, calming his brother. Yes, I felt it. And if he is from the Uchiha clan, then how can we two people from different clans consider a boy from another clan to be a relative? What makes you think that he is not from your clan? Tobirama interrupted again. I believe that he is from the Uzumaki clan. Think for yourself, can a 5-year-old guy use S-rank techniques and even awaken the Sharingan, and he himself introduced himself to me when we met as Naruto Uzumaki? Tobirama? Madara looked askance at Tobirama. Okay, when Naruto wakes up, we'll ask him everything ourselves. 2 hours later Naruto woke up. He looked around and his eyes hurt badly. Putting his hands to his eyes, Naruto felt something warm. Removing his hands, he realized that it was blood. Blood poured from his eyes. Naruto stood up and felt pain. Oh my, yesterday we sparred and my whole body hurts and blood is flowing from my eyes. Naruto said to himself. Naruto went to the stairs. And when he was almost down he thought that no one was there. But Tobirama's scream said otherwise. Naruto followed the sound because his eyes were covered with his hands. Madara! Naruto shouted, walking towards the sound. Naruto! Have you already woken up? What's happened? Why are you covering your eyes with your hands? Madara asked in surprise. Madara, what do you do when blood is flowing from your eyes? Naruto asked, removing his hands. Your mother, said Tobirama. Hashirama, stop the bleeding from his eyes. Madara said, running up to Naruto. Naruto, when did your eyes start hurting? Asked Hashirama, who began eye treatment. Brightly. Naruto shuddered. Well, when I woke up, my eyes hurt first and then the blood started pouring out. By the way, my eyes still hurt. Naruto said, squinting his eyes. Keep your eyes open. Hashirama said and gave Naruto a click. Hashirama treated Naruto's eyes for a whole hour, but to no avail. Naruto passed out from loss of blood. Well, where am I? Naruto asked himself. So, what we have is ankle-deep water, pipes and some kind of cage. Naruto walked forward. Standing close to the cage. And why is this cage? Naruto scratched the back of his head. And he kicked it properly. Knock yourself on the head, brat, said the creature behind the cage. Hey, can you stop my bleeding? Yes I can, but why? The creature asked. Well, if I die, then there is a chance that you will die too. Naruto said, yawning. Convinced. Now get away from here and don't tell anyone about our meeting. Okay, fox. The creature opened its eyes wide. Where? Naruto came to his senses and, as the fox said, he stopped the bleeding. Hashirama and Madara were dozing near Naruto. Hey, wake up, where am I anyway? Naruto said, tugging Madara and Hashirama by the sleeves. Oh, Naruto, how are you? Don't get up, the blood is still flowing. Asked Hashirama. So far, great. The bleeding has stopped, but my eyes still hurt. Naruto said. I'm glad that everything is fine with you. Madara patted Naruto on the head. Listen, where am I and where is Tobirama-sama? Naruto asked, shaking his head to the sides. He went to get blood. You've lost a lot of blood, said Madara. Soon Tobirama arrived. Oh, Naruto, you woke up, said Tobirama. Did you bring blood? Madara asked him. Yes, but only 1 liter. Naruto's blood is painfully rare. What is my blood type? Naruto asked puzzled. 4th. Tobirama answered briefly. Here, let's start the transfusion. After finishing the transfusion, Naruto was told that he had to stay for at least 3 more days. Because he may have dizziness, minor amnesia and memory loss. But you can't tell from Naruto. Looking at him, you could tell that he didn't care about this at all. Naruto simply put on his shirt and walked off into the sunset. Why doesn't he listen to his doctor? Shouted the doctor who was looking after Naruto. Believe me, he feels great. Hashirama began to calm him down. He is from the Uzumaki clan. Madara answered briefly and went to the exit. From that same dead clan of scarlet-haired demons? the doctor asked in fear. Yes. Hashirama answered and also went to the exit. Madara went to the training ground but did not find Naruto there, then he went to the backyard of their house but Naruto was not there either. He ran all over Konoha until evening. And when Madara had already lost hope of finding Naruto, he went home. Entering the house, the first thing he saw was Naruto sitting on the stairs opposite the door, eating rice. "Well, and where do you go?" Naruto asked, worried. "I mean, where?" "I was looking for you, asshole," Madara said, sitting down next to Naruto. "Madara, well, you yourself know that I can only be in 3 places. Landfill, backyard and house. All. I won't go anywhere else. By the way, do you know why I was bleeding?" Naruto gave the chopsticks to Madara. "Most likely it's because of the power of the Sharingan or your age. You woke him up too early. And by the way, Naruto, are you really part of the Uzumaki clan?" Madara asked, narrowing his eyes. "Yes, they told me that my name is Naruto Uzumaki. And what is wrong? You are very similar to a person from my clan. Your hair and eyes are the same color as ours. And the Sharingan speaks of kinship with our clan." "Well, I don't know. The only thing I know is that I am an Uzumaki." "Okay, enough talk, starting tomorrow Tobirama will start training you in Suiton. So, you train me in Katona, Tobirama-sama in Suiton, but no one in Raiton. Or you will have to study yourself." "No. I will try to negotiate this with the 3rd Raikage. Thank you, Madara," Naruto said and went to his room. "No way, in such a short time you became my son," Madara said quietly. Naruto heard this. "And you are my father." The next morning, Naruto was already waking up Tobirama. "Come on, get up. It's time to start training," Tobirama said, pulling the blanket off Naruto. "If I pull the blanket off him, he will get up," Tobirama thought to himself. But that was not the case. Naruto took out a blanket, covered himself and continued to sleep. Suiton, flow of water. Naruto flew out of the window all wet. "Well, since you got out of bed, let's start training." "Okay." Naruto yawned. "And so, now I will show you the water section. This technique is released from your mouth and takes the form of a thin stream, and when it hits something it simply cuts it," Tobirama explained. "I see," Naruto answered. Tobirama made the seals and used the water slash. Since Naruto carefully watched Tobirama's hands, he was able to see and remember the seals. AI equals 4, standing next to Tobirama and making the seals, Naruto repeated the technique. "You were able to perform it easily. Let's now try to make a water ball," Tobirama said with a smile. Having completed the seals, Tobirama exhaled a ball of water. Naruto repeated after him and exhaled a ball of no smaller size. "Well, Naruto, let me teach you." Chapter 8. Naruto, come on. "No, it's better for you to forget," Tobirama said. "Although he can be called a genius, no, he's definitely a genius, but this technique is too dangerous, but if he still learns it. But he's still an Uchiha." These were the thoughts Tobirama had. "No, speak now, speak to the end. What is this thing that you don't want to tell Tobirama-sensei?" The brunette spoke. Naruto wondered what kind of technique his teacher didn't want to talk about. "I don't know why, but I'm pleased that Naruto called me Sensei and my brother was right. Now I also feel a little kinship, but still, yes, it's clear that Naruto is not like the Uchihas at least and has kinship with them," Tobirama thought to himself. "Okay, tell Naruto how big is your chakra reserve?" Senju pulled the strap. "I don't know for sure, but Dad said it was big," Naruto answered, putting his hands behind his head. "Dad?" Tobirama was surprised. "Yes, the brunette answered briefly. You see, the fact is that this water technique requires a large supply of chakra and control. Tobirama began to explain. A large supply and excellent control of chakra, it is already clear that it is very complex. Naruto began to reason. After all, the more chakra, the weaker the control. I see you understand that this technique is very complex, it also requires an understanding of the sea. Tobirama liked teaching Naruto more and more because not many people remember even the most basic rules. This technique is called the will of the sea god. Tobirama said seriously. The will of the sea god? Uzumaki was perplexed. Yes, this technique. Tobirama fell silent for a second. I'd better just show you. Tobirama entered the training ground and asked Naruto to move away. As soon as the brunette walked away, Tobirama began to make seals at the speed of a bullet. Naruto started counting the seals. 3, 9, 16, 27, 39, 50. Naruto said to himself. As soon as Tobirama made all the seals, he closed his eyes, stood in a stance and remained in place. So, said Naruto. A huge amount of water began to accumulate around Tobirama. At the end of the collection, Tobirama stood inside the Buddha made of water. This is the will of the sea god. Tobirama said, still holding the seal of concentration. I created this technique based on the Susanoo of Madara and his brother when we were enemies. This technique is great for defense and offense, but in return I can't move. Tobirama said. And Naruto continued to look at the great water Buddha in the lotus position. Yes, this technique is still a pain in the ass. Madara's voice was heard. Dad? Madara? Tobirama and Naruto asked at the same time. Tobirama, how is Suiton training going? Madara said without paying attention. What can I say? Naruto is definitely a genius. Tobirama said with a sincere smile. Naruto was glad to hear such words. Naruto could count on the fingers of one hand those who more or less treated him well, and these people were, the librarian, Tuchi, Madara, Tobirama, Hashirama. I see you are making progress, since Tobirama praises you. Madara patted Naruto on the head. But still, you are a master of katan. Madara began already laughing, dodging Buddha's fist. Oh, it didn't work out. Tobirama said sadly. Okay Naruto, try to repeat the technique. Tobirama said, waving the Buddha. Okay, I'll try. Said the brunette. So, let's go. Naruto said. Wait, let me repeat the seals just in case. Tobirama said, folding the seals. Okay, now try it. Tobirama and Madara moved away. But as soon as a dome formed around Naruto, he immediately began to sink into it and the dome disintegrated. This technique seems to be too difficult for me for now. The brunette said, sitting down on the grass. You were missing something. Tobirama explained. So what? Naruto pointed his ears. Understanding of water. Said Tobirama. Understanding water? Naruto looked askance at Tobirama. Okay, I think that's enough for today. Naruto, tomorrow you are leaving for Kumo. Madara said, approaching Naruto. Have you agreed with the Raikage about my training in Raiton? Asked Naruto. Yes, he agreed, and you have exactly 2.5 years to study. During this time, you should ideally be proficient in Raiton. Madara helped Naruto get up. If you do this, then as a reward I will teach you another fire technique. Madara said smilingly. He's coming. Naruto smiled in response. You really are like father and son. Tobirama said reproachfully. Dad, let's leave him while he doesn't come up with something else here. Naruto said, backing away. I agree. Madara said, and they both disappeared from sight. So, what should I cook today? Naruto said, standing in front of the open refrigerator. Today I'm cooking. Madara said, putting on his apron. Well, okay, what are you going to cook? Naruto asked. Soup. Madara answered briefly. An hour later Madara prepared the soup. Naruto naturally helped him. But only in preparing the ingredients for cooking, and that's all. The soup isn't tasty. What did I do wrong again? Madara said, dissatisfied. Naruto silently stood up from the table and took out the seasonings. After sprinkling the soup with seasonings and stirring it, he gave the spoon to Madara. Thank you, it's much tastier this way. Madara said with a smile. You're welcome. Naruto smiled back. What is water? She destroys and destroys lives, but at the same time she protects and saves them. Water is peace. Naruto thought to himself. Rise. Madara yelled in Naruto's ear. Naruto jumped and overturned the table and landed on the wall and looked at Madara with his Sharingan. Madara, why are you yelling? Naruto asked. Sorry, were you very scared? Madara began scratching the back of his head. Naruto's eyes turned red and blood poured out of them. Again. Naruto said, falling from the wall to the floor. Naruto. Madara ran to Naruto. Naruto convulsed for 10 minutes. Hashirama, what's wrong with him? Madara asked in fear. Shock. The pain was sharp and strong, and this reaction manifested itself. What are we going to do? As far as I understand, touching him now is dangerous. Tobirama said, sitting down next to Naruto. Yes. That's true. I can't move it and I'm powerless here. Hashirama said sadly. Madara shouted and hit the wall, and then Naruto's body stopped convulsing. Where am I now? Naruto asked himself. In front of him was a raging sea. But then the sea calmed down and two lights appeared from its depths. They were approaching, and then a dragon appeared from the water surface. It was not a water dragon, this dragon was much larger. The dragon flew towards Naruto. But Naruto did not run away and charged this dragon with fire techniques. But noticing that the techniques did not harm him, Naruto was honestly not surprised, and the dragon was getting closer. And when he almost approached Naruto, the brunette jumped to the side and kicked the dragon in the jaw. It overflowed like a wave. Get out. I know this is not the end. Naruto said, looking around. Ha, you are the first, who was able to fight me without a shadow of fear. But, you are no match for me. The dragon emerged from the water behind Naruto. The dragon rushed towards Naruto again. Let him devour you. Kyuubi's voice was heard in Naruto's head. Naruto turned to the dragon and closed his eyes, spreading his arms to the sides. The dragon was very surprised. And the dragon devoured Naruto. And why did you decide to have a fight with this dragon? The creature asked reproachfully. Why not? I don't know what it was, so I decided to give him a fight. Naruto said, sitting down and leaning against the cage. It was water and the dragon was its embodiment. The creature yawned. The next morning, Tobirama came to wake Naruto up. Not finding him at home, he went to the backyard, but Naruto was not there either. Where is he? Tobirama said with a hint of irritation. Are you looking for Naruto? Madara asked as he approached. Yeah. He's at the training ground, hurry up, he's about to leave for Kumo. Okay. Tobirama ran to the training ground. At the training ground, he saw Naruto and the dragon circling around him. Naruto's eyes glowed with a blue light, symbolizing water. So you have known water, Naruto. Tobirama said with a smile. Naruto removed the seal and the dragon disappeared. Sensei, how are you? Good enough? The brunette asked with great interest. Even very much so. Very good, well done, Naruto. Tobirama patted Naruto on the head. Naruto, it's time. Madara shouted. Goodbye, Tobirama-sensei. Naruto said, leaving towards Madara. Let's go, I'll see you off and we'll say goodbye on the way out. Tobirama went with Naruto. Chapter 9. At the gates of Konoha stood 4 people, 3 adults and 1 child of 6 or 7 years old with a large backpack for him. He was dressed in shinobi sandals, black trousers that did not restrict movement, a t-shirt with the image of fire, and a black jacket with orange inserts. There was a wakizashi behind him. Okay, Naruto, you will go alone, but don't worry, in Kyumo you will be met by lightning shinobi. Madara said. Madara, why is Naruto going alone? Uchiha Tobirama asked angrily. This is his condition. He said that he was not going to let even one monster into his territory. Madara spread his hands. Then there was a war and we were all merciless towards our enemies. Said Hashirama. Don't worry about me, I have the Sharingan, 3 elements, ideal defense and excellent physical strength. Preparation. Naruto, the ideal defense is Susanoo. Madara spoke with pride. Tobirama, why am I only now finding out that you taught Naruto the will of the sea god? Hashirama asked his brother reproachfully. Because he only learned it today. Tobirama answered. Madara, do you mind if after Naruto returns I start giving him missions? I'm all for it. Madara said. Naruto, it's time for you to go. Only this, survive. Naruto disappeared from sight. What is he talking about? Why can we die? Hashirama was in thought. Hey brother, do you think in Naruto's words? Yes. Hashirama said, rocking on his chair. Hashirama, I remembered something. Tobirama said with a sad face. Yes, so what? You promised Mito to introduce her to Naruto. Said Tobirama. Exactly. Hashirama has turned gray. 3 men stood on a deserted street, and besides these 3 there was only 1 woman. Oh, dear, I just wanted to meet Naruto-kun. Wait, where is he? Mito asked, turning her head in different directions, looking for Naruto. I'm sorry, dear, but he went to Kyumo for training, and will return only in 2 years. Said the first Hokage. The aura of murder began to seep through. Madara and Tobirama began to slowly move away. That is. You didn't wait for me to come? Naruto walked to Kyumo looking at the map. Naruto only stopped for the night and to eat. I don't know a damn about cards. Naruto said with annoyance. Naruto appeared in his subconscious. Hey! Naruto shouted and hit the cage. Help, show me where this Kyumo Ova is. Why should I suddenly help you? Bug? The creature asked lazily. If I get lost and die of hunger, I'll take you with me. Well, tell me where Kyumo is. Naruto once again stared at the cage. Okay. Just don't touch me, go forward and only forward. Soon the rocks will appear before your eyes. And deep in the rocks you will find the village of Kyumo. That's it, now get out. The creature threw Naruto out of his subconscious. What a sly guy, he threw him out again. Naruto walked on and soon rocks appeared in front of him. I didn't deceive you. Naruto walked on. He jumped from one rock to another. And then a ball of blue flame rushes towards him. Naruto didn't notice this and stupidly walked on. Techniques, kunai and shuriken flew at Naruto a couple more times. But Naruto didn't notice. Naruto quickly reached Kumo. He landed near the main gate. "Stop! Who are you?" said the guards, blocking the path to the village. "I came from Leaf. And I will learn Raikun from the third Raikage," Naruto said, taking out a scroll. "Okay, come in," said one of the guards. They opened the way for him. And then a breathless guy lands behind Naruto. Brown hair, slightly tanned skin, and a mark in the form of a kanji, cat. The guy looked about 10 years old. "Who are you and what are you doing here?" the guy asked after catching his breath. "Before you find out the name, you need to identify yourself and I don't have to report to you," Naruto said as he left. "Oh, you." The guy stood in front of Naruto and grew claws. Naruto did nothing in response. The guy quickly ran towards Naruto. The guards were about to separate them, but Naruto quickly slammed the guy into the ground face down. The guards were shocked by Naruto's speed and strength. "Hey, who is this anyway?" Naruto asked, pointing to the guy. "This is Nekoru." "And what did he want?" Naruto went deeper into the village. "So this is what Madara's son is like. I didn't expect this from you," slamming a Jinchuriki into the ground, said the man who appeared. "As I understand it, you are the Raikage?" Naruto asked. "Yes, my name is Hei," the man answered, folding his arms over his chest. "Let me fight you," Naruto said with a smile. "Okay," Hei said, smiling back and getting into a stance. Naruto took a stance and quickly began to approach Ei. Naruto quickly began to attack his opponent. Hei was surprised by the boy's speed and strength. The Raikage quickly parried Naruto's blows and went on the offensive. Covering himself with a blanket of lightning, he began to attack. Naruto fought back the blows but still missed 2 hits. "And you are very strong, Raikage-sama." Naruto smiled and wiped the blood from his mouth. "I'm amazed by you, Naruto. You are able to talk during combat. And you've been opposing me for 10 whole minutes." Hei responded to Naruto's words. "I fought Madara, Hashirama-sensei and Tobirama-sensei at the same time. But you are much faster." "Huh." Naruto didn't want to show his Sharingan, so he pulled back and threw unnecessary thoughts out of his head. "Well, it's time to fight seriously. Fire cherry blossoms," Naruto said, closing the seals. A tree with a burning trunk began to appear behind Naruto. The branches of the tree began to be covered with flowers like sakura. The leaves that fell burned. "Amazing. You have a very high level of proficiency in katan. Well, I'll become more serious too." The Raikage accelerated. The Raikage flew towards Naruto with greater speed. But Naruto, when the Raikage's blow was about to reach him, struck the Raikage in the neck. "Phew, I managed to do it," Naruto whined. "You did great," said the Raikage. Naruto scattered the sakura and the Raikage's cover. "Find housing and tomorrow we will start training." Chapter 10. The ruler of the Raikage walked through the village hidden in the cloud, Kumo, followed by 2 boys, the first brown-haired, the other brunette. All the residents looked at the brunette with interest since they saw him for the first time, and at the brown-haired one with fear. "I've already forgotten what kind of scapegoat it is, but now it's not me, but Nekoru. We should ask Fox what is going on around both of us," Naruto said to himself under his breath. "I will now take you to the house where you will live for these 2 years, little one." The Raikage said sternly, "Yes and more." Nekoru. "Yes." "Raikage-sama?" The brown cat said in one breath. "You will train with Madara's son," said the Raikage so that it was clear that his decision was not subject to discussion. "Hi," answered Nekoru. "Should you ask me?" Naruto thought, but he understood that it was better not to object and calmly began to examine the village. Naruto looked at the village with admiration, because Kyumo was the village that was able to tame nature. The village itself was on the rocks, and some of the houses were carved into the rock, and this could not help but surprise.